Okay, so what you need to start making your Post-it note tile project is you need 1/4 inch slab guides and enough clay, about a little bit smaller than the size of a baseball, and a rolling pin. And of course you need a wear board and a slab mat. You want to get a small slab mat, one of the ones that I recently cut made out of tar paper, because that way you can store your tile on top. So you're going to slam your clay down. Start off like that easy. Always flipping it over. And there is a little bit of texture on this tar paper. That doesn't really matter because you're going to be carving on the surface of the tile. So you want to place the slab guides on either side of your clay. Now, one thing you remember with slabs is you don't want to continuously roll in one direction only. You want to do a couple passes with your roller, and then you need to pick up your slab and turn it the other way. Turn it a quarter turn so that you're rolling in both directions. Even if you can roll it out really fast in one direction, you don't want to do that. You want to avoid that because otherwise your slab will warp. Your molecules will only go in one direction. So it'll only want to stay in one direction and curl up. You know that your slab is completely flat when the rolling pin glides across easily. It's not gliding across easily. Also, you can kind of tap it a couple times, and if you look carefully, you can see these ridges. If there are ridges in there, when you tap on it, it's not completely flat. So I'm going to do one more pass, and then I'm going to flip it one more time and go again until it's really easy, going across easy. Hear that? Wood against wood. Now you know. Oh, see, there's a little bit of ridge. Got to double check that. Put a lot of elbow grease in there. I'm not putting a lot of pressure, so I don't really have to turn it again. So now I have enough clay. This is good enough. I have enough clay to make a couple of tiles. It's a good idea if you're going to have this clay anyways to go ahead and make 2 instead of just 1, because then you have a backup if you mess up. So I'm going to put my Post-it template down. Well, let's hope that's enough. If not, it's okay. Put my Post-it template down. Get that for me. And then you're going to cut around using a needle tool. I find that needle tools are easier to control than an X-Acto knife. X-Acto knives are much better for leather hard clay and not plastic clay. It looks to me like we're not going to have enough room for 2 tiles, but that's okay. I only really want 1 anyways, but if you have enough for 2, great. So I'm going to take this, the rest of my clay. Oops, you don't want to fold the slab. Make sure it stays nice and flat. You don't ever want to handle your slab after you've rolled it out. Keep it on a nice hard flat surface and let it get leather hard. And then you'll be ready to transfer your image. Okay, the next step in this process is to, for the image transfer, is to take your drawing and place it on top of your tile. Now, keep in mind, you want to use a tile that's leather hard. You know it's leather hard when you hold it up and it doesn't bend, or very little does it bend. This piece here is not leather hard because it bends too easily. See that? So you want a piece that will not bend when you pick it up. So you take your image, or your drawing, try to place it. If you put a little water on there, it will stick. But I don't like when the paper sticks to it, because then I can't use the paper over again if I want to. So you can either use a pencil or a ballpoint pen with a dull tip. I wouldn't use a needle tool because they're too sharp and you'll end up going through the paper when you're trying to trace it, and you could cut your paper. So use a stylus, a small ballpoint stylus, or a dull pencil, or a ballpoint pen. So now you're just going to go over your drawing. Slowly. Putting firm but even pressure. If you make a mistake, you can always fix it later just by looking at your picture. If you're not sure if you've already gone in a certain direction, you can always look at your image sideways to see, or you can feel with your finger to see if there's a dent there. It's also helpful too, as another little tip, is if you use a different colored pen or a ballpoint pen, then that way you'll be able to see where you drew. I think this bubble's a little small, so I'm gonna leave the bubble off for now. Okay, I'm going to remove the paper, and as you can see, it's the dents are very, very, very shallow. So I'm going to have to play it by ear and go in there. It looks like I missed a spot. I'm going to try to line it up, or you know what? Better yet, I'm just going to carve it in there freehand. I can fix that later. So that is how you do the image transfer. For carving, it's a whole nother process. This is just for the basic image transfer. For carving out, you want to use different tools, and depending on where you want to carve out, it'll require a different tool. I don't see anything I want to carve out of this one yet. I'll probably do the seaweed. Oopsie. You can use any tool you like to do this. This is actually a dental tool that I got from a friend. And then you use your looks like I need to get some water. Paintbrush to smooth the edges, paintbrush and water. Now to add pieces, you just make your a little pancake out of clay, and you can trace. I'm going to make a simple outline of the sky. Just the body for right now. Oops. So you would score and slip this right on top. Oops. And then you will blend with a paintbrush and then add any features you'd like.